already know. What? I'm about to kill it, though. Fuck out of here. Let's go. What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? Hey, what's good, everybody?
What up, everybody? It's your girl Adaloso, just in case you didn't know. So,
what's good, everybody? What's good? It's your boy DJ SJ614, and we are
the New York Dose,
featuring
the Young and Gettin It podcast. Hey, this is Nina
and Ashley back with the bullshit.
Hey.
Young and Gettin in the Dose building.
So excited. The New York Dose is a weekly podcast run by a team of multicultural millennials bringing you pop culture chit-chat, current events, and the dose of New York City.
Okay, this show is comprised of 3 main sections that are broken up into smaller segments. The main sections are the subway, Empire State of Mind, Times Square. Now let's hop on this train real quick.
Okay, we're going to dive into our first section of the show, the subway. Now, the segments in this section correlate with the New York City MTA subway line, okay? When we have guests like we do today, we make you ladies ride our entire subway, transferring from
and
train
y'all
to
transferring.
train.
Y'all not staying on one train. Y'all
All right, y'all got to
trains.
get off and get on, get off and get on.
Okay.
But the first train we're going to start off with is the guest train, the G train.
All
right?
about you.
We're going to dive into you. Tell us, ladies, who are you? What are you? What is young? I'm going to let you take it away. What's up? Welcome to the New York Dose.
Okay, thank you.
Who goes first?
I don't care. I don't care about order.
You go.
Okay, so my name is Ashley. I don't have no cool alternate name or anything like that. And unfortunately, I'm a neurophysiologist, and I read
That sounds legit to me.
Unfortunately, that's what I am. And okay, I was looking at your computer case, and I'm like, it's not all the way right.
Dang, there's a brain on her
These
his
computer
case.
case right now is the Mac cover,
Left
and
brain,
the
right
left
brain.
is a regular brain, and then the other is the right brain, and is like very creative with beautiful colors. And she's saying it ain't
She
right.
knows the brain.
Because I had to learn about that in school, and stuff like this. It irritates me a little bit. I'm gonna let you slide though, because it's pretty.
Thank you.
But when I see movies and shit, and they're like, oh yeah, this pill will make you use 100% capacity of your brain. It's like, okay, you already use 100%.
Ooh.
It's just that there's this common misconception that you have 10% neurons, so people think you use 10% of your brain, and it's like, no, you have 10% neurons, which are the actual cells that help you think, move, function, whatever.
Teach them.
And then you have 90% astrocytes, and these are the support cells to your brain, which keep them going and keep feeding them. They increase the size of your blood vessels and shit. So I think that's where that comes from. So I get a little irritated sometimes, but I'm willing to correct it.
I mean, this episode is already done for me.
I'm sorry.
All the knowledge is...
Yeah, I'm gonna buy you a new Mac case.
The more you know.
And so
I didn't know this either.
Yeah. So that kind of feeds into what our podcast is about. We're about spreading knowledge, helping people know things. And since Nina and I both work in corporate America, unfortunately, and so we know about that aspect, and we know that college got us there, but not everybody does that shit. Because let's be honest, it's some bullshit. It's a scam. But it's a scam that helps you get money in certain majors.
Right. Yeah.
So
Nina
and I came together. I remember I suggested it to her to do a podcast. Somebody else I know but don't text or talk to ever tells her, oh hey, let's start a podcast. Well, tells her to start a podcast. And so then that's how it came to be.
Collaborated. Yeah. This is Nina speaking.
Yeah.
So I met Ashley when I was 8. We met in elementary school.
Centuries
Our
ago.
parents still live right next to each other. So if we're ever at their house, we just walk across the street. So basically, that's what happened. I've always there was a point probably after college where I started wanting to impart knowledge. I'm not trying to teach anyone, because I would never be a teacher.
Right.
But I just noticed, oh, here's a fact here if you would like to know, and here's a fact here. And even when it comes down
did
to,
you know?
Yeah, because I got my bachelor's in biochemistry.
Oh,
and
nice.
so even though I didn't know a ton about the brain, it's We've both been involved in the medical field, and it is unfortunate because we don't like it, but it's really taken us places. So we can't ignore the fact.
If you don't like it, then why you did it?
So basically, when we first both started undergrad, we wanted to be doctors. I wanted to be a gynecologist, OBGYN, and she wanted to be a brain surgeon. And so, but when you get into the college system, you start to understand reasons why the government doesn't support it. You start to understand, the faults in the system and what fucked the system up.
Right.
So even though we know that our majors got us to where we are now, like financially and how it can move us up the ladder, we came to really understand that college isn't for everyone, and only some college majors will do something for you and some will not. Also, so you can get a trade or not even get a trade and still become successful. And we were just talking about this in the car. Charlemagne the God didn't go to college. No. He just had like 10 years of experience. And his Breakfast Club initially paid him $125,000, no college. So it shows that like experience really does get you places. But our podcast is mostly, we do impart knowledge, but we've been talking shit since we met each other.
We like talking shit.
Like we, not in a negative way, but it's almost like venting, so and these are just
what we do too.
Exactly. It's like, things that need to be talked about. Oh my God, it helps so much. And you learn in the process because you might grab information from other people. So that's what our podcast is about. And we try to highlight people that have become successful, whether or not they went to college.
Yes,
I'm
getting it.
Absolutely.
I love the name. I really do love the name, G.
Yeah.
Like the G. I call you G.
That's okay.
G. But
D.
I'm getting it.
Yeah, and that's how we got the title.
How long have you ladies been around for?
We actually just started on November 5th.
I had to think about it. I was like, it wasn't that far. Yeah. Well, like official episode.
Yeah, our official first episode was November 5th, but we had been planning it for basically the whole year prior.
Yeah.
And then, finally we got it together because we wanted to be serious about it, got the right equipment and, learned all the technical stuff that people don't see.
Yep.
And so I'm sure you guys understand that completely.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so we came out and people have been very supportive and we're very happy about the results. And that's why we're actually like touring around. That's why I call it Yagi Tour 2018 is because
I was just about to get to that.
Yeah.
Yes, please speak on that.
Yeah.
I'm an avid podcast listener. Someone introduced me to podcasts and it's like when you're in the worst states in your life, podcasts really can carry you through.
Yes.
And people don't understand that. Like I listened to The Read, which is why I'm wearing their sweater. Like the lowest point, I listened to The Read and they got me through it. So it's like I understand the importance of podcasts.
You listen to Oprah's?
Which one?
Oprah's Super Soul Conversation?
No, and I was just thinking about that yesterday.
Oh God.
It's really good. Oh my God.
Really?
I'm going to download it. Oprah, I'm subscribed.
Does she talk in that preachy voice though?
No.
The Oprah voice? That's why I was hesitant because I was like, I don't know if I could do that.
No, she's very soft. She's
my
very
God.
soft. And it's not about her. It's about all the guests that she brings on. So, yeah.
Oh, and she could get some awesome guests because she's fucking Oprah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
She
you ladies
anybody.
I think you ladies would enjoy it a lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm
I
definitely
love
going to
it.
subscribe.
Yeah.
But yeah, we understand that there's other podcasts out there that are so great, so we listen to your podcast and that's why we were like, we would love to come out here. It's our first time in New York.
Yes.
So
Oh my God, yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
I feel very happy that you guys reached out to us and you wanted to come, especially like your first time in New York. Like I just want to like
Take you out.
everywhere. Like
I mean, we're free after this.
yes.
Yeah. So it's amazing. I feel
been
full.
So far, like New York, like when you touched down, what did you feel? One word.
first
What did you feel when you touched down New York for the first time?
Dislike.
Intense.
Ooh, damn.
She said dislike.
That's the nicest word I can think
understand.
of to say that it's not what I'm used to.
Yeah, because we're from
It's just
LA,
different.
we drive everywhere,
Yeah.
know, so, and it's crowded, but it's,
everything
it's on the
touches
freeways,
each other.
so it's different, know, it's very different.
It's amazing.
What is podcast life like out in LA?
I would almost say it would be similar to any other state, like even in New York, where there are podcasts everywhere. Because once podcasts became poppin', they became poppin'.
Yeah,
and
like everyone has one now.
Yeah, and I mean, to a certain extent, you can tell who's doing it for like a genuine reason, and like who's just trying to get famous, like those Instagram people,
or
so
just doing it to be like I'm included.
Right.
Like,
there's those too.
Yeah. Like I'm down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's cool. Everyone podcasts about something different. Like we want to try to keep a variety because we're only versed in like academia and corporate.
So
that's why we have guests on the show. So it's like not just our one-sided black woman, perspective. Instead, it could be like we do focus on black people. But different fields, doing different things and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Who has been, let's say, your most memorable or exciting or your favorite guest so far?
It wasn't our most recent guest.
Yeah, Deshaun Raw. He was great. That episode was really funny. Deshaun Raw.
Okay. Yeah, he's the guy who used to make the videos on YouTube where he's like, but I'm not a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, him. We actually went to high school with him, so we've known him for a while.
I went to high school with D.
Yeah. What high school did you guys go to? Maybe I wouldn't hear it.
Talent Unlimited, where your talent is unlimited.
Hello.
Talent Unlimited? Okay. Was it like a performing arts school? Okay.
Yeah.
Super cool. I see it. I see it.
What about you ladies? Where did you go to high school?
We went to Etowanda together.
Etowanda, and people also call it Ghetto-wanda.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't necessarily ghetto. It was just the fact that, strangely enough, we're in the middle of like a white or just multicultural area, but the school was like 30% black, 30% Mexican, 30% white,
Right.
And so, and a lot of people had moved from LA. So, and then our principal ended up fucking a student. So it just, it's just a lot of mess.
Pretty wild. Like our sophomore year of high school, I think there was a fight like every day. It really felt like every day there was a fight.
Yeah.
I
just
know
for
what
no
that feels
reason.
like. I know.
That's really
I didn't feel
intense.
that in Talent Unlimited.
No. Not in my elementary school. There was a fight every day. I went to elementary school in Brownsville.
Yeah.
Like you had to get one in real quick.
Where's Brownsville? Since we don't know nothing.
So Brownsville is it would be considered like East New York. It's in Brooklyn. And it's the hood. It's like the last area to be gentrified so far.
It's really one of the most dangerous.
It was
in Brooklyn.
Yeah, one of the most dangerous neighborhoods. So Brownsville never ran, never will. Hey, what's up?
Wait, I want to know which college you guys went to.
I went to UCR, so UC California Riverside.
Okay.
Nice.
And I went to California State University Fullerton, so CSUF, and right now I go to Pepperdine.
Hey, come on now.
Nice.
Yes. Literally young and getting it.
Yeah, these are freaky.
I love it.
That's smart. I'm like,
Fuck, that's awesome, ladies.
Appreciate it.
Where do you see your podcast going? What is the ultimate goal? She
Well,
flung it over.
she was like you.
So Nina and I, we also just discussed this in the car. Like, we're not specifically trying to become like a famous podcaster, but we are going to use this platform to get to where we want to go. So
like we want to do
wherever that may
philanthropy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And a podcast would be a great platform to be able to really do charity because you're actually broadcasting out to people.
And you're helping people.
Yeah.
Like Nina said, podcasts help her get through her hardest times. Like somebody could be listening to me and they're like, you help, like it'll come. Like there's going to be that person
you
that's
never
like,
know who's listening.
yeah, you helped talk me down. Like I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to go. I needed guidance or I just needed to laugh. Like, and that's the best thing that you can do for somebody is help them feel better. And then already for like Nina and I, this helps us too, because I have dealt with depression, always dealing with it. That shit's real. And you can't act like it's not. So it's like, for me, it helps me because it gives me something to fucking do. It's something that I enjoy. It's not my job I fucking hate. Like, it don't make me money, but I don't care. Like, it makes me happy. And that's what you need to do in life.
Praise dance.
He's acting like he's in church.
Like, look for something that makes you happy and somehow it'll make you some money.
Okay.
Okay.
As long as
people
you're
always
passionate.
chase the money, and I was definitely chasing the money and chasing my parents' dreams, like to be a doctor. Like, yeah, a small part of me wanted to do it, but not all of me. And you have to have like something that all of you wants to do.
Exactly.
You're not gonna be happy.
You're gonna be in the same place. You're gonna be stagnant.
The same, and
like,
complaining all the fucking
growing.
time. Like, oh man, I hate this. Why the fuck are you still here? Oh, because by the time I go to PA school, I'll be ready to retire. You're fucking stupid. I've heard somebody say that. Like, he was like 50 and he was a surgical tech. And he was complaining and he was like, yeah, I wanted to go to PA school, but I changed my mind. Like, by the time I go and finish, I'll be ready to retire. And I was like, PA school is only 2 years. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, just do it. Yeah, like if you want to do it and you know you would be happier and you know you're going to get more money, do it.
Yeah, you want to do it.
Yeah, stop making the fucking excuse. Like, I understand you'd have to stop working or maybe work less. Take that sacrifice for those 2 years. It'll fly by and just fucking do it. Like, completely
agree.
I hate excuses.
I know that I often have this conversation with people that's like in our generation, you know, and it is a completely different mindset that we have, you know, like that generation before us. They were very much the generation that was like, I have to follow my parents' dream because I have to help provide for the house and this, that, and the third. Whereas we are much more of like the dream catcher generation. You know, we're going to do what makes us happy. We're going to do what the fuck we want at the end of the day, you know? So I completely agree with you, but you know, because I've worked with like much older people here and there, and it's hard for them to get out of that because like a lot of them tell me
that's
like,
what they've been taught since they were little.
Exactly, you know, and like a lot of them like they'll look at me and they'll be like, oh yeah, like I love that you're doing that. I wanted to do that too, and I'm like, yo, like you're literally still alive, like you can do it.
Fuck
you know
you
what
mean?
I mean?
Just do it.
And that's why the world's depressed. That's why
the world is depressed.
Everybody is,
and it's crazy because America is doing so much better than all of these second and third world countries, and they are happier than us, you know. So it's like, it's because they're just doing what the fuck they want to do. They don't have Instagram controlling what they want to do with their life, you know.
Life is totally different.
And it's kind of sad to see like what social media does to people, because it almost makes you like not follow your dreams. It makes you follow what you thought what you think your dreams are, you know. So podcasting, we're so tired throughout the week. We work so much. I work full time around my school schedule, and we drive 10 to 12 hours a week just from school to work, back home and all that. Like, and then we try to work out on top of it. So it's just, you know, it's like, it's a lot. But when it's time to tape a podcast, like we wake up, you know, like we're up, we're alert. We're like, okay, let's look this up. Our setup, we used to hate setting up. Now we set up so fucking fast. Like, and we're just like, do.
Like the last time you were like, wait, we're set up already? I was like,
It's like that autopilot second nature.
It's because we want to do it, and it's like, it's a good passion. Like Ashley said, we're not trying to be like Crystal and Kid Fury or Charlemagne and Andrew Schultz. Like we just know that if we have knowledge to impart, like we should share it if it's and it's in the manner that we like to do it. Because if we're not doing this, we're on the phone doing it. So it's kind of like might as well bring show people that. So
like see if people have the same thoughts. Like you'd be surprised with how ignorant some people are. And like, I mean, ignorant is like not as like
not the negative connotation.
It's just like they haven't been exposed to it.
Exactly. They weren't exposed to it.
So it's great to give people that exposure.
And we say
that. We need it. We need it right now.
Sometimes we say things that people actually learn from, and it's like, if we could do that, thank you. That amen. That was it. That was the goal. So
absolutely.
Glad you got that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Can you take us through the structure of one of your podcasts for our listeners?
Well, it's a loose structure, kind of, because we always have our intro, of course, and then we'll either say something that was like heavy on our minds in the week, or just we'll have something that we know can be informative to other people, but tell it to them in a creative way. So in a way that it doesn't seem like I'm just preaching at you, trying to get you to understand and learn something. Right. And then we'll always do our Black business feature as our commercial. Like we'll just source a business brand, or we'll just do a business that we think is cool and we've used before. Right. And then we'll also do a little bit of pop culture, because I mean, that's what we talk about. Like that's what we live. Like we're in a social era. Like everybody
Absolutely.
cares about that shit, even if they say they don't.
Yeah. Like,
That's right.
Like
Exposed
you
though.
can say, oh, I don't really care about
low-key
that.
creeping.
Yeah, like you'll pay attention to TMZ if it's on.
Yes.
And then we'll always close with our look at God or I see you universe. And so what that is just like where you say something that happened where you feel like God helped you out, or if you don't believe in God, and like I totally feel that, like we get it, you just say
I see
something.
you universe.
Yeah, I see you universe. Like how did the universe's energy play out in your life this week?
Yes.
Because we always like to end on a high note and
Love
end with
that.
positivity, and because we're always about uplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though I could be a bit harsh. A bit harsh.
And we always
Yeah,
sometimes. Yeah.
like
so
Stone
you're the-
Cold Killer. Like
You're the bad cop. Who's the good cop, bad cop?
We're both that person.
Oh, I love
honestly.
that.
Yeah.
We're both.
We sway.
Yeah. It's like sometimes Nina's being really mean and I'm like, yo, wow. Reel it in. And then sometimes I'm like,
No,
that
sometimes
person.
she's angry and I'm like,
Yeah.
just calm down. It's
Yeah.
okay.
And I'm like,
all right.
pissed. Like,
It's all right. Yeah.
love
So
that.
we bounce off. But we try to spread positivity. But if we need to vent, we're going to fucking vent.
yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. What has been one of the struggles of getting this podcast up and going? Ain't no struggles up in here.
No. I just don't want to sound classist.
No.
Because
I don't wanna
technical
sound
difficulties
classist.
is too easy. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to think outside of technical difficulties.
Yeah, that too.
Oh, I got it. I mean,
Those technical difficulties are real though.
Yeah.
Like we deal with that sometimes and we're like, fuck, like we're like in group chats like trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think since we source interviews, I think I would call that a difficulty, even though it's not too bad. It's just
Sometimes the people.
sometimes, you only know them from what you know them from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then when you actually meet them in person, you never know, you know? And so we've had great experiences. But it's just sometimes you have experiences where you're like,
I gotta edit the fuck out of this.
Yeah.
You're like, I gotta edit the fuck out of the episode. And be pissed because I know I'm gonna spend all fucking day doing it.
Yeah.
So you waste, like, it's like you kind of wasted my time 2 times. So now I'm mad. Like, because you can't get, like, I can't get my time back. And that's one thing I hate having wasted. Like, and I know it sounds very harsh, but it's the honest
It's
truth.
real.
Yeah.
Like, if I have to spend 10 hours editing your episode, I don't like you. like not really, but like I'm mad.
Girl.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to word it.
Yeah.
Like having to edit the fuck out of certain
just
episodes.
frustrated.
It rarely happens. I mean, we've only reached episode like 19 by the time we get home.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
And so, thank you.
Thank you.
And so it hasn't happened too often, but it's like an experience and also like
Learning how to guide the conversation.
Right. Oh my
You
God.
have to
yeah.
learn how to guide that shit. And then it helps cut down the episode. It helps cut down the editing time. It helps cut down you saying like, oh, we were talking about bullshit right here.
Right.
Like, cause I'm not about to make you listen to a long ass episode with bullshit in
Yeah,
it
with
because
nothing.
I know I'm not going to do it. Right. And so
Exactly.
Just come out here and speak this truth. I
Yeah,
love it.
that's why I looked at her and I was like, I'm gonna tell the truth right now.
Right.
So
That's right.
because I have a hard time sugarcoating.
yeah, we there's no point, and it's like in the great words of Cardi B. No, I'm just kidding, but Cardi B has been so honest, and that's why it's been able to keep she's been able to keep her consistency. Yes, she's young, so she fucks up, but she's been very consistent with her personality because she's very fucking honest. Charlemagne the God is another good example.
Yeah.
And so watching who they've become, I'd rather become that.
Yeah, like
You know,
Or just being you, like
Yeah,
just
the-
like
the successful
whether
version
if
of
you're
yourself.
honest or you're a liar,
Right.
if you stick to it, like
Stick to
whatever,
it.
if that's
be
you,
a committed
like,
lighter.
you know,
Lighter.
Yeah, like if you're a hoe, be a hoe.
Right.
Like
We always
don't
say
fake
that.
a hoe,
like
just
stay,
nigga.
be consistent.
you
you know,
know,
just be like if that's your true self.
Right.
Just do it.
Embrace it.
Yeah, exactly.
Moral honesty, guys.
More now.
more
Yeah, I was
honest.
having a conversation with a friend the other day, and we was talking about haters, and he was like, "Yo, everybody swear that people hating," and I'd be like. I was like, because there are some haters out there, and it's
Yeah.
okay if you're a hater. Just, you know what I mean? Like,
Be
all-
it.
Yeah.
be a hater. Like, and be
If
proud about
That's your,
that shit.
if that thrives you, if that's what
if
gets you
that's
up in
your
the morning,
energy.
do
Right.
what the fuck you got to
If somebody doing some shit that you wanted to do but you can't, and you hate it, you a hater, and it's
Own
all right.
it.
Right? Yeah, let it inspire you. I love the fact that you talk about, I mean, I don't know if this is a little bit biased of me, but whatever. I love the fact that you talk about see the God in such a positive light, because there are a lot of people that don't actually listen to him, and they have all these different perspectives of like his speech because they just recite what they hear about like on the highlights and shit like that, and they get it warped and twisted. But I can already tell that you really do your research and you're like really into him and things like that, and I respect that a lot, because he's very insightful and he's very intelligent, and he's not this fucking monster that a lot of people paint him out to be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, if you dip around,
I think he
those
definitely
highlights,
grown though. From
absolutely.
Because I followed him from the beginning, and I actually met him like a couple years. Like, Lala had put like a tweet, and she was like, "Oh, send me stories." This was like in like 4 years ago, like 2012. So, I can't do math. And
I was just gonna believe it.
Around that time, and we were on Twitter. Wow! And we were on Twitter. She was on Twitter, and she was like, "Send an inspirational story." And at that time, I was doing. Giving back to my community in Washington Heights, and I was doing dance classes, and I was just talking about that, and I got picked to be in her inspirational dinner, and he was there, right?
Wow.
But I had won a raffle. I had won a Stella McCartney bag from Lala, and I'm like walking past him, and I'm like, wait, this guy is mad short. Like, he's like literally
he's
my
tiny.
height, and I'm like 4'11", but he's probably like 5'2", whatever.
Yeah,
and then I passed
short.
by, and he goes, "Hey," and I was like, "Oh."
That sounds like something he would say,
right?
That was like my impression of him.
Right.
So I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's what you were saying. Like, he's super insightful, and that's the thing. And the thing about Charlemagne is he is also a troll. But if you know Charlemagne, you get it. Because there are times where I'm listening to him, and if you listen to the read, Crystal's also like, Charlemagne, if you don't shut your ass up, like I feel the same way when I'm listening to him. Sometimes I'm like, if you don't fucking stop, like, because he trolls, but like he really. And I read his book. Have you read his book yet?
Not gotten to the book yet.
When you read his book, you're like, I actually like, just if he's telling the truth, the whole book, I actually think he's like super anointed. Like the stories he's telling, because I'm like, oh, this shit's different. You know, like you have I feel like people have different levels of spiritual connection.
Yes.
Like I feel like I'm a little bit tapped in, but just a little bit, you know, but I feel like he's a little bit, like he's quite a bit tapped in. And so when people are on that type of level, you can kind of understand why they don't give a fuck about all that extra shit.
Yeah,
you know,
once you get in that spiritual level, you really don't.
He's in it, and that's why he's the God, because that's what's that? It's like the brothers. What is that shit called? I forgot. Sorry guys. It's that black man thing.
They will get the fuck up. Okay, you gotta meet us halfway.
Yeah.
I fucking love that. Okay, so can you ladies shout out your handle? For us.
So basically, can I just shout out everything like we do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So I'm gonna do this half. So you guys can find us on Apple Podcasts under Young and Getting It Podcast. There's no G at the end of Gettin. It's not getting. So Young and Gettin with an apostrophe it podcast on Apple Podcasts. You can subscribe, you know, leave a review. We're also on SoundCloud.com/WeAreYAGIP. Follow us on there. You know, leave a comment too. We comment back. Also, you can find us on YouTube. We videotape some of our interviews. Some people like to do that, like the Breakfast Club, watch it instead of listening to it. You can find us on there. Subscribe there too. We're also on Google Play, Stitcher, and Pocket Cast.
Damn. And we are also on Instagram and Twitter under the same username at YAGI_podcast. And then we are also on Facebook at facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We also have an email, Ashley and Nina Ashley and Nina Pod at gmail.com. And we also have our website, www.weareYAGIP.com.
Yes, and all of this will be in the description when this episode comes out for y'all.
And on our website, all the links are on there.
Yeah,
so
everything's there. Go there, you can find everything.
And we look sexy on the front.
Now, come on, give us sex. Well, we are not done with the ladies yet, okay? We are now going to transfer you. That was just the G train.
Okay.
So now we got to transfer you through the rest of our subway system, okay? So now we're going to transfer over to the 2 train. Okay. This is 2 for your mistakes. Is there anyone that you ladies would like to put on the 2 train because they fucked up in your life recently?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's strong.
Whoa. sometimes people fuck up.
Dang, but that's like calling someone out, basically, right?
Yeah, you don't have
Absolutely.
to say names, but you know.
I have one.
Okay. I feel like I know. Go ahead, girl.
Two people or one person?
You
Whichever you want.
No, you don't know who. Okay, so I'm gonna put my advanced financial accounting professor,
go on.
Dr. I'll say P.
Okay.
So they don't try to kick me out or nothing. First of all, he's super old. So he's like, and when me and Ashley have an uncomfort with really old white people, because there's a chance that when they were our age, they were calling people niggers.
Go
And
off.
so you can vibe off of a white person and see if they like black people or not.
Yes, you can.
And this teacher doesn't seem to like black people. So I had my cell phone out in class. He usually tells about 10 people per class to put their cell phone away. And at this time, I was one of the 10. The person next to me, he also told, put your computer down. You know, no electronics, what the fuck.
Right.
And so, but out of every day of class, all the people he told to put his phone away, he says, I need to talk to you after class. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm not tripping because it can't be about this because he didn't say anything to the white guy next to me. So and whatever, maybe something else happened. So then he's like, you had your cell phone out. And I was like, oh yeah, I did. And he was like, you're not supposed to have it out, right? And I'm like, yeah. Because I'm not a liar. I'm not pussy. So if you call me out, I'm just going to be like, I did do that, actually. Except for a cop. I might lie. And he was like, we need to have a meeting after class. We need to have a meeting another day. And I was like, okay, but I have a job, so we have to fit around my schedule. He was like, we have to fit around my schedule. And if you don't want to come, we can just drop you from the class.
What?
And I was like, but I didn't say that. So what are you talking about? You know? And so basically, all in all, he wasted my time. I had to come on a day I didn't have class and have a meeting with him and like this other person. And they had to talk to me about what happens when you get dropped. And I'm like, and during the meeting, I'm like, mind you, I recorded everything just so I can have a lawsuit on my hands. But the reason why I don't have a lawsuit is because after all of that happened, mind you, I admitted everything I did. I was like, did you have your cell phone out? Yeah. Are you supposed to have your cell phone out? No. Are you above the class? No. But you had your cell phone out? Yeah.
And so did 9 people.
And so we're done.
Like that CNN report this morning.
So let me know. And then I call Ashley. That bitch is like, bitch, if you don't drop that class, because they told me I could still like pass with no issues, no extra classes, no extra money. So her and my other friend were like, if you don't drop this racist nigga's class, like, and then after all that happened, he didn't drop me.
Isn't that so pointless?
The 9 other people had to go through that same
Right.
No one else. Just me.
Did you
mind you, I'm the only black person.
People?
No, he didn't. Nothing. I'm the only one that had a meeting. I'm the only black person in the class.
Ooh.
He had also told,
no, girl, I would have you better take this to the Supreme, okay?
and that's the thing that we talk about the education system is because I told them that I might take this to a different level. I was going to take it to a different level if I got dropped for sure.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with so much bullshit in the school system that I don't even trust that they're on our side. So you'll be innocent and you'll be found guilty. And that's why I was I'm in graduate school now. So I already went through 5 years of undergrad and I already hate school. I'm just doing it because of what I want to do. I'm a finance major, so I want to be able to make money. And so I decided not to do anything because I was like, I don't even trust y'all. Y'all are all white.
Wow.
A lot of Christian white people have racist relatives.
I know.
I have cornrows in my head at the time. So I'm not going to do anything. And I'm just never going to ever recommend people to that school. Yeah. And that's the thing. It's like, it kind of sucks that sometimes you don't stand up for yourself. And I told them that. I said, I don't even feel like standing up for myself. I was like, I'm just going to go back to class. It's not a sad experience. It's just, I see why the government does not want to fund the school system. Yeah. I see the little holes is why the government is fucking with the school system. Shit like that. Shitty teachers.
Yeah.
That's my story.
I'm trying to think. I don't think.
If you don't have one, it's okay.
I don't think I have one.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna transfer over to the 3 train. This is 3 from me. Have any one of you ladies had a recent epiphany that has changed your thought on anything?
Oh, definitely.
Go ahead, because I'm trying to think.
Well, our epiphany is the same. Okay. Like,
connected.
Kind of around the time we started the podcast, our epiphany was like, and it's grown to be like, I don't want to work anymore. We've both had jobs since we were 16, right? We used to work at Hollister together, you know.
I worked at Hollister in Buffalo.
Yeah,
fuck that store.
I know. Fuck that
store.
store.
Like we're like, we've worked in corporate for so long, and like we make good money to take care of ourselves, but it's still not even what we want. And it's like, we're at the point of like, we have the credentials. She's about to start her computer science master's, and I'm about to finish my finance master's. So we know we're in the position to start really doing shit on our own. This is the generation of the entrepreneur.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, we don't need the podcast, we want it.
Right.
So it's like, because I don't need it. Like right now it's not making me money. In the future it might, I don't know.
Right.
But it's like, I don't really need it. It's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm gonna make money through my job, so be it. I hate it, but I find ways out of getting out of working sometimes. And like for my job, it's like the schedule is very unpredictable, so I could have 3 days to myself out the week to work on this. Like it's just very iffy.
Yeah,
but it's like that part is enjoyable, and that's what makes it tolerable.
Yeah. And we have the tools to do something. It's weird because we haven't put our finger on something we want to do. We're kind of just absorbing everything around us and seeing, you know,
and understanding I'm gonna be rich.
Right. We're just putting that in the air. Like that's going to happen.
I feel like that's kind of like the liberal arts approach, you know? It's
Right.
kinda like you take all these different electives and classes if you don't know what you really want to do, and then you finally find that one and it's like, ding.
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, the
Definitely.
podcast was definitely a ding.
Perfect.
But I feel like there's more dings coming.
Exactly, because
ding 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 ding.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm waiting
Type
for
of
it.
life I want to live. Ding, ding, ding.
Right. Jackpot sounds.
But it's starting to go off because along with the podcast, we started doing the video, and like, so I edit the video, and so I'm getting really good at it. So I was like, okay, that's tight. Like I taught myself how to do this. I'm getting good at it, and it's turning into something I enjoy. Like I had to edit our Deshaun Raw video a while back, and so when I was editing it, I was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna work on it for 4 hours and then I'm gonna stop. But then 4 hours passed. I'm like, I'm not where I want to be yet. Fuck it, whatever. Like it didn't even feel like 4 hours passed, and then I just went ahead and finished it. Like instead of just fucking stopping and taking a break. So I spent my whole day editing video.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's passion.
Ooh,
That is.
I love it. And so that's a shared thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna transfer over to our next train. This is 5 for guys.
5
Is there
for the
any
G's.
PSA or message that you would like to give
Niggas.
out to some of the gentlemen or niggas out there? Either or.
Should I say that one or should I save it? Because y'all have the dead ass section, right?
We do.
Yeah.
And that's where you say like, what is
Something that blew your mind.
Like- or like
but does it have to be good or bad?
It
It could be either. Good
Okay,
or bad.
so I have something for that later. I'll
Okay.
save it.
All right.
You probably have another message for niggas because we have a lot of messages for niggas.
Yeah, I do have other messages for niggas.
Mine would be niggas. Okay, so I'm wearing the Reed's break up with him sweater
Yes.
because I feel like there's a lot of power in breaking up because like Ashley knows, when I don't like a job, I quit.
Yes.
I just quit.
I'm all about that.
Exactly.
Shit.
Like I just quit. I don't nah. And so I'm the same way. It's a little bit bad, but in relationships, if I get with someone and I notice stuff I don't like, I will just break up. And it sucks, you know.
I grew to be that person now.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
it took a long time for me to be that person.
Exactly.
But I've noticed that I'm like that now. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay, I'm okay with I'll be a little hurt. But
Right.
I'm like, I know what's best for me and what the fuck
Exactly.
I want.
That's right.
Yeah, it's like it's starting to do what's best for you. Even if it hurts you, it is best
Or
for
it hurts
you.
the other person.
Yeah,
Like, it's really not your problem.
You only have one life. You only have one life. You have to be with
motto,
someone that's
not my problem.
that you're obsessed with, that's obsessed with you.
Yeah.
That, you know, just like I'd rather have that. And it's like I have enough friends because I'm like, I don't want to have a million friends. I'm not one of those people. Like I'm very happy with the circle I have because then there's less problems all the fucking time. You know, like I'm just in peace. And so if I'm happy with the group around me and I enjoy myself alone because I love my bed, you know, like Drake said, like I love my bed.
Yes.
It's a really nice bed, you know, and I have a great TV, you know, like it's perfect. So I feel like if you learn to like focus on loving yourself and doing well for yourself, like it does well for you. And there's nothing wrong with having a little bit of sunshine on the side. You know.
Okay.
But yeah.
For niggas, I want to say stop picking these dumb bitches.
There
Okay.
it is.
Yes.
And then
yes.
you won't be so mad.
Wow. Explain.
I mean, so niggas will really just get with a bitch because she's pretty, or get with a bitch just because she's light skinned.
We cuss a lot, by the way.
I love
big
it.
ass, big, you know,
Big ass,
big titties,
big
small
titty,
waist.
big ass, her pussy good, and that'd be the only reason they'll get with her, and then be mad when they
she
realize that bitch has nothing in her fucking head.
Right.
And when she just wants you to provide everything for her and she brings nothing to the table. Because like I hate those women that are like, oh, my nigga do everything for me, I ain't gotta do nothing. And it's like, why is he there? You sure he not fucking somebody else? Like, you sure he's not actually having a relationship with somebody else? Because to me, that's not a relationship. That's a sponsorship.
Right.
And so these bitches be out here hoeing, but not calling it hoeing. They call it a relationship. And niggas are dumb enough to fall for it because they're fooled by looks.
the appearance.
Yeah.
Like, and so if you stop dating dumb bitches, then
You'll
maybe
have a
dumb
better
bitches
life.
will get it together and you could find a nice woman, you know?
Yeah, that's why we try to talk to women, because also it's like women are real desperate sometimes, and I understand because I used to be desperate.
Yeah.
So because when you're growing up, especially when you have self-esteem issues and all those things, you make dumb decisions. But it's not like, I mean, will you really learn to not regret it? Because it's like, I didn't know shit. How am I gonna be mad at someone who don't know shit? You know, like if I fuck up now, I'm mad at myself because I know some shit now. But it's like, first of all, like, women, stop being so damn desperate for a nigga. Like, the dick ain't that serious. Go buy a
Get a
vibrator.
dildo.
You guys know how to play with yourself. Chill out.
Yeah.
You know, like,
And if you don't know how to
Or it
masturbate,
will
learn
come,
how.
like, it will come.
it
when
will come.
learn.
Take your time. Don't
Literally.
fuck with that
It will
weak shit.
come.
People are getting
But-
babies. I mean, some people want kids.
Right.
Some
Yeah.
people don't. But the ones who don't want to have kids, like, you know, just don't, you know, like, just chill out, you know, and don't let a man manipulate you, because men will manipulate
and if it
you.
comes to you, it'll come, and
It'll
it's not
come.
like you'll be okay.
Yeah,
You're
and
gonna
that's the
be
issue.
fine.
And then
Yeah.
men need to stop preying on that shit. Like, men need to stop being predators. I always call them predators because of the way they approach me. Is so like, ugh, like, why do I feel like you about to like lick my shoulder or something? You know, like they feel nasty.
Or why are you unnecessarily touching me?
Why are you touching me?
I don't
So
like anybody
entitled.
touching me.
But yeah, it's almost like an entitlement to our body, or like thinking that like we want to be touched or something.
no.
I want to be touched by a nigga I like, but
Yeah.
that's few and far between. So most people, I don't want them touching me. You know, like if there's men that are kind of predatory with it, like chill
I was
out.
walking
Or
on the street in the dirty ass Bronx, and
dirty ass bras.
the guy was like, "Oh, you look beautiful," but I'm like running for the 4 train. I had to make it on time for work and all that, and I'm like, whatever. And then he like comes in front of me again, and he says something else. He's like, "Oh, your book bag is open," and I was like, "Oh, thank you," whatever. And then he was like, "Oh, but I said you were beautiful. You didn't say nothing to that." And I was like, "Okay," and I kept walking. Like, I don't have to say anything to you. Like,
Yeah.
really.
It's-
So.
There
Yeah.
was I was trying to remember something. Oh, when we went to Vegas, it's like we met like 2 guys who were in a booth. Like they said hi to us and started talking to us, and I didn't know what the other guy was saying to Ashley. But after I found out that he was telling her like, "Oh, I could buy you whatever you want. I can get you whatever you want." And the nigga I'm talking to was like, "Oh yeah, I used to be on this football team."
Oh God.
And oh yeah, I got this, I got that. Nigga, I don't care. I know there's a lot of women out there that
I
want that
straight
shit.
up told him, he was telling me he could like buy all this stuff for me. I was like, I could buy it for myself. Thank you. I was like, I do all that by myself. Like,
Thanks.
can you leave me alone?
Yeah, it's like
I don't give a fuck.
they
That
don't
does not
understand.
flatter me at all.
Yeah, they don't understand that like we can buy our own shit for ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't. I
Or
don't
like
need that.
that for some women, like that really doesn't impress. Like do
Exactly.
something else. Like I feel like very subtle things for me impress me. Like how
Right.
you treat the waiter.
Yeah.
Like let's say
Okay.
you're in Vegas, you're in the pool and you're like ordering a drink. I'm looking at that. Like how you
Right.
talking to that person that you ordering that
Exactly.
drink from. Like that's what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yes.
Like that's what I want. Like
That-
that's what
I'm just
or-
thinking, don't talk to me if music's on. That's what I'm thinking. Like if we're
I
in the
can't
club
hear you.
and music is on, you cannot have any type of stimulating conversation with me. And I hate having bullshit conversations. So just like,
Man, it
don't
makes me
talk to
uncomfortable.
me, you know?
But
I'm
exactly.
off of the conversation.
Exactly
Like,
what
'cause
you
I'm
said.
very friendly,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm just like, if I see it going to a place that I know,
Like
and
if
I'm
I
like,
know
oh,
it's gonna
no,
be
not interested.
bullshit,
Yeah.
or like small talk. I hate small talk. So it's just
Yeah,
I love
But-
all talks.
I love it. We kind of also dipped into our next train, the 6 for chicks. You gave a little message
For
to
the
the ladies
ladies.
too.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Whoops.
Which is, no, it's totally fine.
We always
Obvious-
gotta balance it.
Okay, hello. So we're gonna dive right over to the L train. Now, did you ladies have to take an L recently? Did you have to take a loss?
Financially.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to buy a MacBook. I bought a MacBook Pro, and that shit's expensive. It hits hard. But
I got lucky with mine. I just got this too, thanks to Brooke.
yeah.
Yeah. Our YouTube CEO is about to go through that, so talk about that. It's an investment. That means you're serious.
Yeah.
She dropped dumb
it's
bread.
Like if I wanted I had to get it to do everything that I wanted it to do.
Exactly.
So it's like I could either go the cheap route,
And bullshit.
And then have other bullshit
and
coming
still
between that.
have to have problems with it, or I can just take the temporary L because I'm gonna make it back.
That's right.
Money comes and goes. That's why I always try to tell myself like you can't grow too attached to it.
Right.
So that's also why I spend my money so much. It's a problem, but it's gonna be all right. I just gotta make more. So I just took that L and full-fledged dived into it, bought everything I needed for that computer that day, so I wouldn't have to keep going back and like pandering the idea of fucking buying. And I remember I was talking to Nina, and I was like, man, should I get it? I don't know, it's expensive. I might want to wait and see if I get a bonus or something. And then Nina was like, just get it. And I was pissed. I was like, why would you say that? And then I was like, but you're right. Yes, so right. And I went ahead and did it.
Yeah, but when she told me how much she spent, I was like, oh, hell no.
That's why I was trying to have her talk me out of it. She's usually the sensible one. But, but
I didn't know, because the number you told me you were going to spend, it ended up costing like 50% more than that.
Because there was tax and associated fees for other things I had to get. I had an Apple Care because I'm paranoid.
That's right.
So I had to get extra shit.
Yeah.
Paranoid or not, get that shit always. I love that. What about you?
Ooh, yeah. When you said financially, that was kind of the same thing I was saying. When we say we take hits financially, we're really fiscally responsible.
Yeah.
Like we're those people who our savings account could put a down payment on our house, but our checkings account like couldn't buy an iPhone.
Yeah.
Trying
to get to that level.
So because we have a certain amount that we leave in our checking account, everything else goes to our savings or our credit cards.
Go the fuck off.
And so it's
and you guys because you say we have, so you guys really talk about your financial stuff to each other, like personal, but not like with the outside of the podcast.
Yeah, outside the podcast.
Yeah.
Like I'm not ever gonna say a number on here, but I'm just talking to her. I say a number.
Yeah.
I know. Just so united.
There was a point where she would say the number and
you would get mad.
She's getting paid well, so I had to tell her stop telling people because she's not bragging. But you know how some people, when they're not at that place, they might get that envy and that negativity. I don't want them to push that on her, so I'm like, don't tell people. She tells me, I tell her. But it's like
no, but I'm saying I'm trying to see that connection that you guys have.
Yeah, that you guys talk because just in your language you say we this, we that. It's very
like that. And
symbiotic.
I'm thinking are they talking about their podcast account or are they talking about their personal account?
Yeah, because she helps me. I'll have a knot in my back and I'll be like, oh, is this the trapezius? And she'll be like, oh yes, that's right there. She knows that. Or if it comes to finances, I'll be like, okay, get on this, get this stock because it's going up from 8% to 15% next year. Because this stock she's gonna get eventually. It just costs a lot, but it's making a lot. Right. So it's like we help each other in avenues like that. And we're black, and that's why we try to spread it to the black community. Buy stocks, cryptocurrencies, maybe if you feel like it, but buy stocks. Robinhood app is the best. Acorn app is amazing because
I have Acorn.
It's great.
I love Acorn.
I don't know what the fuck any of this shit is.
I need to
get it all.
Request you.
Request them because then you get free money. Yes. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna start to do with Acorn because with Acorn they round up. So if you buy something for $1.98, they'll take that 2 cents and throw it in your Acorn account. So they just round up to the next dollar, and that's how you'll just end up having money.
Yo,
in there.
I have $300, and I started it in maybe what month comes before November?
October.
Yeah.
You rack up that much money so fast. The thing about that is you get dividends, and dividends are really small. They're payments that the company that you own gives you for having a share of their stock. And so I'm actually going to start, since I'm really involved in the stock market and I have a lot of money in the stock market, I'm actually going to start taking my Acorns amount and transferring it to the stock market and using that because I make more of a percentage off of Robinhood than I make off of Acorns. But guys, Acorns is still really good for people who don't want to learn the stocks. You don't have to, just put your money money away and save it.
Like for me, like from a friend referred, I was like, I want to start like saving. I couldn't grasp the idea of saving.
You
like,
have to do it
I would
blindly.
do it. I would separate it, but I would still see it in my account. I would still touch it, right?
Yep.
I wanted something that I couldn't touch, and I love Acorn because it was like I did try to like take the money out, but it was like 7 business days. I was like, nah, fuck that. Like I'm not waiting that long.
Can I say something really crazy? All right, so like I'm actually like really, really good at savings. What I do is I don't keep that savings money like in my actual bank account. I keep it like in my house, and if you try to rob me, come see me because I will fuck you up. Okay,
don't go to Brownsville,
right, don't come to fucking Brownsville testing me. But anyway, so so I had that money like locked around in different like sectors of my house, right?
I want to do the same thing too. Put money in the walls and shit.
It's real intricate, right?
Yeah.
But my paranoia seeps in the fact that I'm always like, oh, what if there's a fire today?
Yeah.
Like, what if I swear, I kid you not, I have that thought once a day.
You gotta
I'm like,
get a fireproof safe.
You right.
They have
Let's go Amazon.
Okay.
What am I doing?
Amazon.
That's why these conversations are so important.
Yes.
You learn new shit.
And Amazon is a kingpin. So if you buy some Amazon stock, you're making some fucking money.
You don't
Like,
make bread.
It's a kingpin in the game.
New York,
I'm loving it. I'm learning. I feel like this also kind of dipped into our next train, which is the W train, which actually
no one really gets on that train in real life.
Nobody gets on that train in real life. It actually just came back to New York City.
Yeah.
It was like discontinued years ago.
Oh, wow.
But it's running again, and for us, those are our wins.
Okay.
I don't know if you have any more additional wins, but that kind of
because
sounded
I feel like you guys are just
that
winning.
sounded like a win to me. Like the fact that you ladies know what you're doing, but if you have anything additional, feel free.
I have a win. Okay, so you know how tax returns you get like a good amount of money back.
Yeah.
And so I mean not good, but like
You get
money.
Right.
You know, you get a little bit, but it's like not $50. You get. I mean, I don't know what people
Depends
get
what.
It depends, but like it's small, but hey, money.
If you owe the IRS, you might get 50 back.
Yeah, they were trying to have me pay. And okay, that's the thing. I was about to owe the federal government $60, but I just started school again, so they gave me the student credit. And then I saw the amount I was getting back, and I was like, oh yeah, let me go file that right now.
Okay.
That was a huge W. I was real excited in the car putting that in. Yeah.
Yes, to you.
I think a W for me is the traveling I'm getting to do this year. Like I'm doing a lot, so that's good because the financial freedom I recently acquired has allowed me to be able to do that. Financial freedom.
I know. Sounds like a pyramid scheme.
Goals.
I don't do pyramid schemes, y'all.
You don't sell Herbalife?
Hell, fuck no. I don't sell life insurance. I don't do none of that.
Those knives.
Yeah,
Cutco.
Or those knives.
Cutco knives.
But yeah, I'm happy to travel. Like, that's something that I've always wanted to do, especially even coming to New York. I've wanted to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm so happy you guys are here.
Yeah.
I feel
I know,
like that's
me
a win
too.
too. Like you guys are
like-
here, and then you guys made a stop at the New York Dose.
Yeah, I feel like we're a permanent part of your memories.
You
now,
are.
whether you like it or
you
not.
are.
And when you guys come to LA, you got to come to our studio. Yes. Like we definitely got to do an episode in
I actually
LA.
plan to come to LA because I have a break from March 30th to April 8th. But tickets are
we'll be in here.
Tickets
We'll be in
are
LA. I
kind
think
of
I'm on
like
call.
OD, like
Yeah, they're gonna-
700.
Jesus.
Shit.
Round
Okay,
trip,
there's an
and I
app
never
called
paid that the last
You
time.
gotta use the app.
Travel Pirates. They find the cheapest tickets. So we
Because I use Hopper.
Oh, I've heard of Hopper.
Yeah.
We flew out here for under $300
What?
round trip.
Yeah, you did.
Showed it.
Yeah. My notes right
Showed it.
now.
Travel Pirate. We bought our. I'm studying abroad in London, and then she's gonna come meet me out there, and we're gonna. So I'll be there for 2 weeks. She'll be
Yeah.
there for 1. We got our tickets off of there
Travel
too.
Pirates
I
is
love
Travel
that you
Pirates.
guys do everything
I know.
together.
They remind me of us because we do everything together too.
Yeah, like we bounce off of each other,
love it.
and we love spending money, but we also love saving
Yeah.
money. And so obviously we're going to use
Seems like
Travel
you guys
Pirates.
have a good balance on that.
Yeah.
I really love spending it.
Yeah. She saw me the last time we went shopping. She was like, "Are you gonna buy that right now?" Yes. She was like, "It costs this much." I was like, "I'm getting it."
Quick before we transfer on to the next train, I just want to know because like the financial, like I feel like you guys are very educated in that, and like I feel like for people of color, like we grew up not knowing that, like our parents. So did your parents like teach you, or did you guys learn on your own, or?
It was us.
Yeah, it was definitely us. Like my parents I had a job early. Like I just was always hungry for money. I just wanted to provide for myself because like
right.
I didn't want my parents supporting me even at a young age. So like I started working early because I wanted things I knew they wouldn't buy.
Right.
So it's like, if it's my money, you can't tell me no.
Right.
Like you can give me your advice, but I don't have to take it, you know?
Right. So you were ahead.
Yeah.
You were ahead of the curve at
I
a
like
young
started
age.
working before I could legally do it without having them sign off on it. So like they had to sign a work permit for me to be able to work. So like I started early with like legit jobs. But before that, I was babysitting like for money. I was just doing little odd jobs and whatever I could to get money.
Yeah.
You know what? I have a thought that's really burning the front lobe of my brain right now, and I just want to ask because I just have a feeling off the two of you, but I just want to ask, how do you ladies when you ladies go on a date? I'm actually also not going to presume your sexuality, but so whenever you go on a date with niggas or whatever, right? Do you expect him, or females, whatever, do you expect him to pay?
On the first date, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, probably on the first date, but I'm in a relationship, so it's like,
Congratulations.
thank you. I've been in one for like 5 years, so
Yes.
it's like, thank you.
Yes.
At first, I was stuck in the gender norm. I was stuck in the gender norms of like, yeah, he's supposed to pay for everything, but then I realized like, if we're going to be together potentially for forever, I can't expect him to do that forever because that shit's expensive.
Right.
So sometimes I'll just arrange shit for us and go on a date, or I'll like take him to an expensive place I know he won't go to because my boyfriend's frugal. I am not. So like that's where we find our balance. Like he's very frugal. He likes to find deals. He likes to find discounts and stuff like that. And me, I'm just like, well, I have it. Fuck it. Let's go.
Right.
So
That's the fucked up part about saving money.
But that's such like a boss.
That's an
thing to
addiction.
say,
Yeah. Like I take him on dates all the time. I take him to Laker games. I buy him like Laker gear and shit. Like I spoil my nigga like he spoils me.
That's
like,
right. That's right.
That shit
That's
goes
right.
both ways. And like it's honestly helped less arguments happen because it's like not one person is just trying to put in all this other effort while the other person sits back.
And it's not about the money, it's about the effort.
Yeah,
Like,
it's the effort.
Like, okay, yeah, Laker game costs money, but it's like
So?
you guys probably both love basketball, or he loves
See,
basketball.
I love it for him.
Yeah, like you see it, so you know that would make it happy.
Yeah.
Make
Yeah.
him happy. So it's like
See, it's so interesting that you're saying that the point that you made about that dynamic avoiding arguments, because what I find, like one of the pros that I find about same-sex relationships is that because you are both the same, like gender or whatever, you are splitting or trading off on the responsibility literally half of the time. Whereas, in heteronormative relationships, there's this stigma on men to provide and divulge
All
and
the
protect
time.
all the time.
and the worst. Sorry.
No.
Because I sometimes feel it, or like I used to feel it a lot before. The worst part is like how it makes you feel, like if they didn't pay for that that date, like that you feel like, oh, does he not like me enough? Like, does he think that we're not gonna go any
Maybe
further?
he's
like,
broke like you.
I know, exactly.
Like, come on.
Exactly.
Motherfucking
and I used to hate that, like feeling like that controlled also like how that made me feel,
Right.
like
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I just had to bring that up because I feel like I have been encountering a lot of ladies that have become very dependent on.
I don't like girls like that.
men, and I
don't like
feel
it.
that that's not your vibe.
Yeah,
so I
not at
wanted
all.
to get that perspective.
And
from
I
you.
love it because it's women's
History
month.
Month.
Oh yeah,
March.
I actually found that out today. I was like, oh.
And this is the most we have. Like, I'm always the only girl. We always have like mad niggas, but very smart, intellectual, like not disrespectful.
Right.
But it's like
Right.
It's always niggas though.
It's always niggas, and it's like I love it that
Yeah.
today.
And this wasn't even planned.
It was not planned. We had we recorded 2 episodes, and it was
Yeah.
female guests, and then you
Right.
guys came in, and I'm like, yes, I'm not the only girl. That's
Love it. Sorry to interrupt. We're gonna dive on over to our last train. This is the M train
The
for
E.
memes and things. So I just want to know what's your favorite meme or GIF or anything like that right now, or one that you saw recently that tickled you or made you upset or invoked any type of emotion within you.
I don't have a meme, but
It could be
I
fun.
have a post from Instagram.
Okay.
From somebody that Nina and I know. Let me pull it up so I don't misword
Yes, of
what the
course.
fuck he said. So he's saying, he put up a poll on Instagram, since you could do that now, and he asked, can men and women have a strictly platonic relationship? A lot of people said yes. Some people said no. I don't remember the exact percent. So the next one after that, he said, for all y'all women saying yes, I guarantee most of your guy friends, in quotes, would have sexual relations with you in an instant if given the opportunity. And so I asked him, I was like, how does it matter if they respect your decisions to be friends if they would do that?
Right.
Like, you know, like, and so I said, and what if they do decide to change things up later? And he replies, the platonic goes out the window and my point is proven. It's not a bad thing, just nature. And so I'm like, so you're saying just because the thought has crossed your mind, the relationship is no longer platonic? That's a very elementary way of thinking. Yeah. It's very ignorant, and it shows your maturity level. Cool. Because if you're a grown adult and, this nigga went on to fucking say, because I need to fucking read him. I fucking forgot. So he said, after I said the platonic goes out the window for the thoughts, he's like, I asked him, I said like, he said, why aren't you true friends in that instance? And he said, because the thought has never happened when I'm with my male friends.
What?
Nigga.
I was just like, all right, I'm gonna stop talking to you. And I literally typed that to him, like, I'm gonna stop. And he kept talking to me. I just replied, okay, like, I don't have the time for your ignorance.
Yeah, that's a lot.
You're not gay.
Right.
So why would you think of having sex with your male friends? Questioning you. Questionable. If you gay, that's fine. But I'm questioning you because you actually said that to me. Like, that was your reasoning for the statement that you have said to me. And so I'm just like, people of the opposite sex don't have to be attracted to each other to think about having sex with each other. Right. And if you are in a platonic relationship with an individual and you're a woman and you say to him like, hey, do you want to have sex? Okay, the platonic may be like taken out of it if he says yes, or if like he's ever thought about it to somebody immature, but like some people can really have sex without attachment and keep it platonic.
That's real true.
So it's just like, I don't like how narrow people's minds are. And I don't know if mine's just on a whole different plane, on a whole different level where like I'm better at separating things than people. But to me, I think the whole statement that got me was, I've never thought of my male friends that way.
You know, it's so funny that you say that because I'm going to make this general because I don't want to put nobody on blast, but I have completely fucked some of my male friends who are straight and currently have girlfriends and things like that. Hey. And it's complete, like, we kept it pushing the next day. Like, it's completely platonic. Like, we still niggas at the end of, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a thing that happened.
Y'all be calling
in
them
the
bros,
moment.
and I'm like,
is
that really your bro?
It was a thing in the moment because there's some Four Locos and shit, you know, or whatever the shit was at the point in time. But yeah, and we kept it pushing, and we still have like that friendly love for one another, you know. So I completely get like your point of view, and yeah, that is not really like a valid statement because it's like if you're not looking for that specific thing, like why would you,
in that sex, why would you ever think about it?
Exactly.
It's like if you're a man and a woman, like you're kind of naturally attracted, like. Right. I feel like you can find something you like in everybody. Yep. But maybe that's just fucking
It might just be their dick,
Yeah. Or it could just be their hair or the way they walk.
Yeah, the way they say something. Like, but if you're an adult, you know how to like separate, am I really like attracted to this person or am like attracted to something?
The thing is, do you like, I feel like at least the people in this room, like we have a level of like common sense. Yeah. You know what I mean? That lets us do that. But what I'm learning, I work nightlife a lot, and even though people show up at like my job on their words because they're like already drunk and things like that, it is kind of a reflection on a large part of humanity in the sense that some people just have no fucking common sense. Right. And I learned that more and more every day. Like the things that come naturally to me that I think, oh, everybody already knows this, and everybody thinks like, it's like no, everybody really doesn't.
Yeah. Working in luxury retail for me for 4.5 years too after college, that you would think that the rich people will know common sense.
They're the dumbest.
Those are the
like some surgeons like were like trying to figure out how to move a bed up and down. Like they didn't realize like, yeah, because it wasn't on. Like the hospital beds you have to turn on. They like couldn't find the power switch. So I had to like help them find it.
Wow.
That's so funny. That ties into my meme too, because I forgot exactly which one it was, and I don't have it on my phone, but it was talking about basically, and it ties into all the subjects we've talked about how like a nigga could be like cheating on you, have like 7 kids, 3 baby mamas, ain't shit, blah, 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 but he got a big dick. And it's like, it's a nigga like that asking a girl like to buy her some food, and she's like, man, what the fuck? How many burgers do you want? You know, like
still giving in.
Yeah, so that's really funny because girls do that. I don't do that. I feel like when I was younger, I probably did though, but I don't really remember because you kind of block out.
Block it out.
You block out the bullshit.
Go there again.
You block that shit out. Yeah, so it's like maybe possibly I could have been weak enough to do that, but that shit is hilarious to me because dick controls a lot.
I had an afterthought about mine because he's in this statement. He's also assuming.
She like.
I'm sorry because I forgot to say something, and I need to get it all off my chest.
That's right.
Let it out.
He's also assuming that all the guys that a woman is friends with is somebody that's in the friend zone, that made up fictional plays. Like he's assuming they're all.
That you guys started off like.
No. He's assuming that a man is only friends with a woman. Or implying men are only friends with women for sexual gain, because he's saying like everyone has a sexual, like they're being your friend and being nice to you, so that maybe one day if you get desperate enough, you'll fuck me. Yeah. Like no,
and some people really hold on to that act, like they. Like, but that's fucking nuts because I have a homeboy, my brother, like we went to like college together, like. He never gave me that, because usually like I feel like us women, we're very intuitive. We know when a guy, like even if he's trying to be your friend, we know. And I had that homeboy like to this day, like we're family, like and he never gave me that sensation or like put that out there towards me. You know? So
most
like,
of them niggas ain't my friends. Like you might think they're my friend, but I don't consider them my friend. And so that's another thing. There's always these people on the outside looking in, like they know my entire fucking life because they see my Instagram post.
That also considers that you might like, what if you want a friend to fuck? Like, you know, like what if you guys are friends for real?
Yeah, and you just need a reliable dick source that you know don't have STDs.
You guys have great sex. But you're posted, you're chilling, you're not intending to get in a relationship.
You don't care if he talks to other bitches. Like it's not a fucking relationship.
I mean, obviously you tell them to be safe because everyone tell them to be safe. But definitely. Like you can be in a situation where it's like, oh shit, like I'm really friends with this nigga. I will never ask this nigga to be in a relationship because our relationship would fall apart so fucking fast. But our friendship is great and your dick is bomb and your head is awesome.
I'm literally in 2 of those right now.
I think that's a 10, I don't know.
It's like light years ahead. Like that mind frame.
It took a while to get there.
Yeah.
Like for some people, I feel like for majority of the people, they're not on that level.
I don't know what the word platonic means. I'm sorry. I had to Google it because I wanted to see like what's the actual definition of platonic, and it says of love or friendship, intimate and affectionate, but not sexual.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yeah. Did
well, platonic is not. Platonic
it's just not sexual.
I think of platonic like monotone a little bit. Like
that's what I thought it meant, but that means that's
I'm sorry, I cut you off earlier too. I was just very shocked when I read this.
I'm like, that's
it's literally just like it's just not sexual.
Yeah,
you can still have like the romance,
intimate and affectionate.
You guys
interesting.
Are close. That's very interesting.
Absolutely.
Actually,
the more you know.
Love it. Well, that was our subway. Okay, now we're gonna get into the next section of the show, Empire State of Mind.
Let's get into Empire State of Mind. And during this section, we check in on each other and we talk about what's lit in New York City and confess what deadass situations we've been through this week that really blew ours, and we do some shout outs. So let's get into that.
Yes. So I honestly have nothing for check-in because I'm gonna keep it a buck. This is episode 24. We are recording on the same day as episode 22. I can't fake the fun because I ain't got shit. I let it all out in the last recording earlier today. So I don't got a damn thing. But what about you, Adaloso?
I mean, I did it with like assuming that I'll still be clean eating by this week. So I was like, clean eating's going great. No, I was just saying like I'm on a clean eating mission, and I've cut out meat. I mean, dabbled here and there, but I'm just like slowly just trying to remove it, not putting no label on myself. I just feel like with my digestive system, it's been working more with me, and it's crazy because I've been eating meat all my whole life. Right. Always had problems with digestive, and I feel like it's been working for me, so I'm just trying to stick with that.
Love it.
There's a lot of bullshit in meat, so I understand.
And since we just checked in with you ladies, basically I'm gonna skip you. No tea, no shade.
Okay.
But we're gonna jump into our next segment. It's lit. This is where we talk about what's lit in New York City, but I also want to hear about what's lit in LA.
LA. Okay.
Yeah. I'll let Adaloso start.
Yeah. So also I've been doing my yoga. I love yoga, and I always been thinking, and I actually want to do a segment on this, like a video for New York. So it's like how to find peace in the city, like because it's just so overwhelming. Like I was born and raised here. I love where I'm from. I love where I grew up. Washington Heights all day, every day. But
you need that getaway.
Yeah, but you always. I noticed that living here, and especially as I gotten older, like it gets very overwhelming for me, especially with things that I go through, like in my head, and then going out into the world, and then experience everybody else's energy that's going through mad shit. So, yoga to the people.
I feel you.
Out here in New York City, and I love the one in St. Mark's because it's donation based, and they're so welcoming, and they're so like amazing, and it's doing
it because they love it. It sounds like it's donation based.
It's not like, I mean, there's many other locations in New York, but that have like small like fees, like $7, $14. Like if you
that's awesome. Small girl.
Like, but those are the price. But yoga to the people in St. Mark's is awesome. I love it. It's life changing for me, and
love it.
Okay.
Ladies,
lit in
LA.
Cali.
I'm trying to think because I like staying at home. In-N-Out is cool. I eat that like when I work in certain places.
In-N-Out's a little bit overrated.
Yeah, because the fries get nasty real fast.
Get nasty. You got to get animal style if you want to take it home.
That was the freshest burger I ever had.
It's fire. The burgers
in my life.
Yeah, the burgers are lit.
Yes,
the burgers hit.
It was so good.
Shake Shack?
Yeah.
We had that for the first time today.
You did?
Yeah. It was fire. It was good. It was good.
I thought when I had it was like all right.
I mean, the shake was like one of the best shakes I've ever had, and I don't even like ice cream, so yeah. I like before I had that today, I couldn't remember the last time I had ice cream. Wow. But it was good.
It was good.
Yes. I'm so glad you did that.
But lit in LA, like
you don't have to do LA. You can do from where we live to LA. We were raised an hour outside of LA.
But I'm gonna think of something that I do in LA. Like I know one thing I for sure like in LA is going to the USC Science Center because for one it's free, and then two you learn stuff. And then they have a rose garden there as well, which is beautiful. Like they just have hella flowers in this big old field, and you can walk around
Instagram picture.
Yeah. They also have other museums on campus, so I do like that.
The restaurants you've gone to a couple with Rashad. Tao.
Oh, Tao LA. I had to think
LA?
about it. Yeah, we just got it. Tao LA was good. It's a bit expensive, but like they have like this kind of like stadium seating on one part for like couples. That's cute. Then they have like a lower level, so like you can people watch, and that's what I liked. I like watching people. Yes, so it was like
all the single niggas down below.
You bums.
Yo, I always pass by town on 16th Street, and I'm like, ooh, one day I'm just gonna go in there because it's expensive.
It is expensive.
Did you go to Ruth's Chris, or there's something?
Ruth's Chris, I went to in Detroit.
Oh, okay.
That was expensive as well, but it was good.
Okay.
Like that was probably like they have the hot plate. You don't touch your plate there because you'll burn the fuck out your hands. But it was expensive for just the two of us, but I got a free cheesecake.
Okay.
That's how you know
That's super lit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then we like to eat at Maggiano's.
Oh yeah, and we go to Sage Vegan Bistro.
Oh yeah, the vegan place is good.
Oh my gosh.
I know there's a lot of vegan spots and
so
there's
delicious.
A lot of healthy food.
Like they make it so tasty.
Gyms are everywhere.
Yeah. For me, I go to Pepperdine right now, so it's in Malibu, and then in between my house in Brentwood, LA, which is where OJ committed his crime, and in between that is Santa Monica, and it's very close to Venice. So we basically live on the beach. I lived on campus at Pepperdine the first semester. So literally, if you look out your window, you just see ocean.
Wow.
Like, it's beautiful, like super beautiful. But now I live in Brentwood, LA. It's super nice. It's very gentrified.
Okay.
So I live with white people, and I'm the only black. I mean, I've only seen like 5 black people since I moved in.
Those ones I saw with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all my friends.
Yeah, it's very gentrified. I don't like that part, but Malibu's really nice looking. The views are insane.
It's
just
beautiful.
out of this world. Just out of this world views. Billionaire Beach, which I need to go to. Zay keeps saying it's super beautiful.
Does.
And then right after that is Santa Monica, with the Santa Monica Pier and all that like fun games.
I love
and
Hollywood
stuff.
Hills.
Yeah, the Hollywood Hills, and you can hike up to the Hollywood sign. And then Venice is also very like old school and like hippie,
you see
jazzy.
some crazy people out
Yeah,
there.
but I mean,
no,
weird
y'all
people.
Times Square, which is what is the boardwalk with it? Hollywood.
Yeah.
That was like
people are
dirty.
weird there.
Like,
It's dirty. People's
the
weird.
vibe there. I didn't like it that much.
exactly.
No, it's like weirdo central.
Yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah.
I feel like people say that about Times Square though when they come here. Like, they be,
But
they
it
like,
was worse.
don't
It was
look like the
worse.
pictures.
It was worse because it's very. It was outdated.
Oh.
But no, I like old school stuff, but
Yeah.
it was just like the energy in there was like it wasn't
Sad.
uplifting.
Like lost
Yeah,
joy.
it was like. Yeah,
And
it
it's
was like,
judgmental.
You have to look around
That's
your
LA.
back. You look around. I saw a bum fight in front of me.
Yeah.
People
Yeah,
recording
there's a
it.
lot.
Did you happen to pass Skid Row?
Oh,
You didn't see Dirty until you
we
seen
have
that.
Skid
Skid
Row.
Row is real?
Oh, hell yeah.
So real.
Skid Row is
my
real.
favorite musical is Little Shop of Horrors, and they have that whole song about Skid Row.
Yes.
I never knew it was real.
Skid Row
Yes,
is real.
it's been
And
real.
it's like that's the only street that I really hate going down. I have to do it just because there's less traffic.
It
and it'll
seems
make-
like it's like a cloud follows over you when you go through that.
yeah, it's always dark. It's literally a million tents. Everybody
And trash.
sleeping on the side of the road. It's really sad. Like
It's
it's like all these
depressing.
mental health issues and just all this stuff, you know. So it's not the place you want to go, and you actually shouldn't go to Skid Row. There shouldn't be no reason that you actually
Never.
try to go unless you're like
Wow.
during the daytime handing out food, because it is like I remember on TV they said it was like 30,000 homeless people in that whole Skid Row area living at, you know, like so many homeless
That's a
people.
lot.
But in every Mecca city, just like New York,
Yeah.
LA, Miami, there's always like that terrible
always-
area,
yeah.
you know. But on the outside, like there are nice parts of Hollywood and like Venice, Santa Monica.
Just don't go down the wrong street.
Yeah.
Just like
or
everywhere.
Just drive fast, you know.
Yeah.
You should be in a car. We don't walk in LA. Like we
That was
walk,
another
but
thing. I
not
was
nowhere
like,
near how much
we
people
don't
walk in New
walk.
York. Yeah, we drive everywhere. So, and she even when she tries to make me walk,
How
I'm-
was it driving in New York?
oh my
It
god,
was crazy at
It was
first.
like we're 4 miles away, and it took us so long to get here.
Yeah.
And we were like,
I'm not
"What's
a driver
happening?"
here, Diaz, though,
Yeah,
but I
I'm
take
a
the train
driver.
all day, every day.
Yeah, we got a rental since we went to New Jersey yesterday, but I'm like, wow, the driving in Manhattan, first of all, is insane.
It's nuts. That I'm
I live
I'm
for
really
it.
scared to get my driver's license because of it. Like it made me paranoid.
I don't
You gotta drive crazy, but it's kind of like LA. In some parts of LA, like depending on the traffic, you have to drive crazy to get to your point.
But
Because if
New
you
York
don't, you
beats
won't.
LA. Like
Yeah, with the
you can
craziness.
drive crazy. Well, you can't drive crazy. You can like you have
Bend
to
the
maneuver a
rules a
lot
little bit.
because the police really do pull you over way more. Like a ton of stuff I saw out here, people would be getting pulled over left
This
and right.
shit would not fly back at home.
This shit, like we can't even jaywalk. You can jaywalk, but if you get caught, a police
Yeah.
officer might really give you a
Yeah,
ticket. You know,
they
like
have the
outta here.
time.
yeah, I've never gotten a ticket, but you can definitely get a ticket. Like,
Wow.
and you maneuver in LA, but in New York, like I was kind of enjoying myself because I felt like I was in Grand Theft Auto. Like,
yes,
you know, like,
yes.
like
He
I
drives
was.
crazy.
I was enjoying myself after a while because I was like, oh, this nigga's in the way. Whoop.
Okay, right.
Like they're not pulling you over, and then we rented a Charger, and so I was like,
Challenger,
and I have a Challenger, rented a Challenger, yeah,
That's a step up from
Yeah.
what I got. I have a Dart.
yeah, we rented a Challenger, and like I have a Lexus back home, and I like pressing the gas like when there's nobody on the freeway and like pulling off, but that car doesn't. But when we were in an empty street, I was like, oh, it is New York. So
I was
like,
all scared. I was like, oh, okay.
she was like, Nina.
I was like, damn.
I was like, let's see how that goes. Okay, all right.
Let loose.
Yeah.
Ooh, I live. Love it. All right, so we're going to jump into our dead ass section. I know you ladies have something, so let's hear
Like
that.
Okay, so
Deadass?
how does the dead ass go exactly?
So this is basically just something that blew your mind recently or during the week, and it's just like, yo, like dead ass, like this really happened, or like
Okay.
dead ass, that really happened. So it could be positive or negative.
Okay.
I think my dead ass just happened when I learned the definition of platonic. Like, the true definition.
I never knew that. I really didn't know platonic meant that.
I didn't know it meant
either.
intimate.
Yeah.
Like, but I guess friendships are intimate.
Right.
Like,
I guess, yeah.
we always have that connotation of sexual associated with
Intimacy,
intimacy, so
they're
that we don't
separate.
think about it when we say platonic.
That's why platonic is so important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because intimacy is just being close, like telling someone your deepest secrets or things you're going through. That's intimate.
Or being comfortable. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like being around people and feeling tense.
Yeah, like if you're in the room with your friend and you
is
fart,
everything.
that's intimate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
If you walk, like, if she seen my titties before, like, that's intimate.
I saw Adaloso's titties before.
Yeah, he has.
Right. But my dead ass I was so annoyed by Donald. The Trump, that guy, saying what he would have done if he was at that Florida shooting.
Oh my God.
He's so full of shit.
Saying that he wouldn't have.
He would have ran in
a weapon or some shit.
He's
Shut
full
the
of
fuck
shit.
up.
I'm so sick of him. Like, so that was my dead ass. Like, dead ass. This nigga is really our president. I mean, he's not mine, but he's the president.
He's still there.
Like, honestly, I'm genuinely surprised he hasn't been assassinated. But it might be the era that we're in that assassinations might not be happening anymore. We might be at the point of security where assassinations.
It
might not be.
Ain't no security that good.
Barack didn't get killed, and I was afraid for him. And he did 8 years.
Yeah.
There were attempts on his life, though. People did try it, but I think we might just be at the age of security where people aren't really getting murdered. Because what was it? FDR got his shit blown off, like, and Martin Luther King didn't have security. But he got his shit blown.
John F. Kennedy was just in a parade.
Well, he was kind of tripping. He was sitting on the back of the car, but he just chilling.
There's no security there, so someone shot their shot, and it was back in the day when people didn't have cell phones to be like, oh, check on this, so it was different. But
walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I'm also surprised Donald Trump is still around. Like, he's lied so much, and we were actually listening to a congressional hearing this morning when we were getting ready. And it's like, people in the government lie a lot.
Like, he kept avoiding a yes or no question. I don't even know
which is lying. If you're avoiding a question under oath, you are lying because you're avoiding answering. You're avoiding saying the truth. So it's like, wow, people are lying in court on TV
and letting it slide.
Yeah.
So I mean, the government's trash. It's trash everywhere. Whatever.
Show is, especially since they're gonna spend they're proposing a bill in Florida to arm teachers. That costs $67 million. And I actually pulled up the article because I went to fact check.
So dumb.
Yep.
There's gonna be more incidents.
And it's Florida.
And then to train the teachers how to use the guns is going to cost $400 million.
Are you fucking
But
crazy?
you're not gonna pay your teachers what they're
more.
Yeah.
You better pay them niggas like how you pay security
They gonna be
guards.
blowing their block off in class. Like, man, fuck these kids. Boom.
Well, okay, but hold up. First of all, you said, what's the total? 316 million?
No,
416 million that you're going to invest in Florida. How about you take that 416 million and invest it into 460 million and invest it into better security, maybe even metal detectors. If that will protect my child, I'll do more security guards, like better security guards, because you know how security guards are like them old fat men with one bad leg.
Or actually have officers. Like, I feel like in some New York City, like high schools, our school, like we had a security that they were basically like an officer.
Damn.
Like UPD was basically like the NYPD, like
in college and in high school.
Yeah. But there is one good thing that's coming from this. Out of that money, which I think they should just do this with and not have without the fucking guns, is they'll put school resource officers in every public school and shore up mental health counseling. The mental health counseling, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the fact that you want to give
right?
teachers guns, I'm not with that.
But is the counselor like, it's only if the person goes and gets counseling?
Yeah, they're not going to make them take a class or
them crazy kids ain't going to no counseling.
Nah.
Did you see 13 Reasons Why?
Yeah, little bitch.
Oh shit.
Yes.
You gotta
her.
see
She
that.
was annoying.
Yeah, she made me mad.
She was real annoying.
I was addicted. I binged
was mad, but I was really trying to see her other perspective. But that's like for
she just nah.
I know it's white
yeah,
people shit.
it was like I felt bad for
we didn't
her.
grow up like that. I felt like we didn't have those type of things. Like
not relatable.
She didn't have the skills because she it was kind of weird. That show was weird just because she did go through some shit. She went through some real shit that would cause.
It's so common in that type of community.
It's so common, but it was also some of the things she did. I was like, oh.
Like,
you know, I was just
you're
like,
making it
You
worse.
put yourself like for
So
real, but
if you don't force a kid to go to counseling, I mean, I don't know how beneficial that shit can be. I don't know.
I gotta see it.
Don't give teachers guns.
no,
please don't.
no.
Teachers are fucking students. It doesn't make sense.
True. I'm gonna dive on over to our shout out section. Is there anyone that you ladies would like to shout out?
Shout them out right here.
What's my favorite black business of the week?
Oh yeah. I want to shout out panicroomnails. I did my nails and like
I was looking at your nails. I was like,
thank you.
Yes.
Like I care a lot about how my hands and my nails look because I talk with my hands a lot and I use my hands a lot. So
love it.
my girl Rihanna hooked me up. She could be found on Instagram at panicroomnails, and she is now my nail tech. I am not going to anybody else.
Yes, loyalty.
Yes, she can have all my money.
That's
like as
right.
long as my
Take
nails
my
look like
money.
this, take all
I
of
love
it.
it. Your nails look
Yeah.
amazing and
Thank
nice and
you.
clean and
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
good, but still chic and stylish.
Yeah.
And that's what I told her I wanted.
My favorite black business is Isoken Enofe. That's why I had to pull it up because it's hard to pronounce. It's a Nigerian brand. I'm first generation American Nigerian. They make bonnets, but I'm going to show you because we did a photo shoot with them. But like they have really cute bonnets. I actually wear their bonnets at night. Like they're
Are they
silk on the
silk?
inside. Yeah, they like really hold your head. Like, and they make some for if you have braids. They'll give you an extra large with a long back so your braids can fall into it. Like,
'Cause I
it's
hate
really
sleeping on
cute.
braids.
And it's like, you know how when you're getting your hair done, your hair's fucked up. You know when black girls like about to get her hair done, it's all fucked up. You put on the bonnet and you're cute as shit walking
lit.
to your hairstylist, and your hair could be fucked up under it. You know, so
right.
I really like how
I'm gonna
cute their
follow them.
bonnets are.
They have
yeah.
other stuff too. They have headbands.
Oh, they have clothing
scrunchies.
now, too.
They
Yeah.
have bags. Like their bags
Oh,
are
man,
bomb.
yeah.
I need to get one. Like the bags are popping.
Okay,
And they're
we just
I'll spell it for people if they want to look it up.
screenshot.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you guys will put it on your
Yeah, we'll
description.
put it in the episode
Yeah.
description.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isoken Enofe.
Hey, that's dope. I want to give a shout out to this nigga that was in the bodega
nigga.
the other day. So I call my bodega to order turkey bacon, egg, and cheese oftentimes, right? So I arrive.
You
at
go
the
to pick it up?
and
I
I
do
go to
that
pick it
too.
up. Yeah. So I arrive at the bodega to pick it up, and I'm like, yeah, the turkey bacon, egg, and cheese. So this nigga, he rolls in and he's like, yeah, I want what that nigga getting. And he's like, actually, and he was dead ass. He was like, actually, let me get a pussy, egg, and cheese on a roll. And then he was like, make sure it's wet.
Oh,
And then he was
my
like-
God.
And then he was like, actually, nah, I don't like it already wet. Give it to me dry, because who got it wet for me? And I dead bust out laughing.
What
This nigga was
in
so
New York.
serious. He was so
pussy,
serious.
egg, and
Did he have a strong New York accent? I could just feel like he had an accent.
Yeah.
I don't hear our accent, so I don't know. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Like, do we have an accent?
Good.
We just
No, you don't.
we just sound like
You just I don't even know how you sound.
Like a
You
valley
feel
girl?
chill.
okay.
If that makes sense. Like
People tell someone has
Yeah.
actually told
No,
me
you
that
guys are
before.
very chill.
Yeah, you
Like the way we talk.
feel chill. Yeah. It's like you're
But
not
you're
in
more
a,
chill than
Me,
her.
yeah.
you're not in a, I feel like compared to the way that we talk, like it's like da-da-da-da-da-da, like we're in like a rush. You're like, yeah, so
Yeah, that's some LA shit.
yeah.
Wait, pussy, egg, and cheese to me sounds like it could be a nice woman empowerment, like
Yes, yes, yo.
right?
We could do that.
You
Pussy,
should,
egg, and cheese.
write that down.
Hello.
Pussy, egg, and cheese.
Ow.
Or you can just say that's how fire your pussy is. Like,
Right,
I got that
exactly.
pussy, egg, and cheese pussy.
Okay.
Come get it. Run that.
Order up.
Okay, shit. Like, for guys, it'll be like, I got that Mexican hot dog, nigga, with the sauerkraut.
Yay.
Yeah, we love Mexican hot dogs because we're so close to Mexico.
Like, no. Mexican food is my fave.
Yeah.
Me too.
Man, love it.
Some
Seafood.
flautas.
Seafood is amazing. She's allergic to seafood.
But I always just feel so bad for the people
Me
that are
too.
allergic to seafood.
She knows my
genuinely-
sentiment.
Damn. We're gonna dive into our next section of the show. This is our last section, and it's called Times Square.
Now entering Times Square, where our fun stuff awaits us, and during this segment, we dive into our main topics, and our show surrounds around trending topics, weekly obsessions, and many more.
And more and more and more.
So let's get into word on the street.
Yes.
And this is like our trending topics section. And I just been seeing, my friends just been lurking on the gram, on the Riri's gram. And we were like,
She
is
finds
Rihanna
it.
pregnant?
What?
Why?
Hold on, let me
Wait,
pull up
what?
her gram.
Sparked that
Because she's
thought.
wearing lots of big shirts, lots of
Oh,
big
she
sweaters.
is.
And did you see her latest Instagram picture? She has a jean jacket, and then on top of that, like, of course, it looks dope. Anything Rihanna wears looks amazing, and it's very fashion
Where's
forward.
her location, though? Where is she at? Is it somewhere cold?
I don't know.
I mean, because it could be a reach. Because I don't know. I don't think I've gotten that
there's
vibe.
just been like little skeptical things I've been
Let
doing.
me
like, looking at the Rihanna Navy to see what they think and stuff.
Ladies
And
doing
they've been
their
thinking
research.
that. And I was looking when she did the Grammy performance, that dress, mind you, I feel like really like that's the dress you gave Rihanna for that. Like I feel like they could have found a more
I'm trying to find the one with the
better
jacket,
dress.
'cause I know what
But
you're
she
talking
looks
about.
pregnant like in that, and like people are like her nose and like her feet are swollen, like they're zooming into
Damn.
her feet.
They're going
But I
in.
don't know. I don't know because
I mean, okay, so my opinion is I don't think she's pregnant, but we all know she's gained weight recently.
Yeah.
It's just that weight looks really fucking amazing on her. Like,
Yeah,
because we've seen her thighs. Like, her
yes,
thighs
I
droop.
love the weight. I really thought it was the weight gaining until I saw that picture.
You saw like a bump?
No,
But
that
this
picture. I saw a bump when she did the Grammys. I saw, but it
Oh,
could
it
have
was
just been the
live.
dress. I know what it is
Yeah, I
like
didn't
to
watch
have
the
that little
Grammys.
fupa because I currently do. But
She might have a
that picture when I don't know, just like the drastic, like that it was really like just an X in front of her belly. Like I was just like,
I mean, she might have a fupa because everyone, remember people were saying Cardi B might be pregnant because she had the fupa and she was telling people, let me fat in peace. Like,
yeah.
yeah, so Cardi B, I did notice she gained weight because her stomach
This
is,
dress?
you know.
Yes.
I think it's the cut of the dress because I could see the illusion. I think it's just the cut.
Oh, she does look pregnant there, but that's just that's
think
an
it's
illusion.
definitely the cut.
Because she
But
has
I would-
something
But
sticky.
my thing is like knowing that people talk. Why would you put her in a dress like that? That was
I feel like
know.
because it fit the vibe of the song. Because didn't she do Wild Thoughts?
yeah.
I have no
Yeah, I
idea.
think she did Wild Thoughts. I didn't watch it. I just saw like a highlight of it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
she's
But
probably,
yeah, that's
she's probably
just
fatting
fine.
in peace.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess we'll see. Yeah, I think so that too, but I don't know. But if she does like that baby,
I mean, that would be a gorgeous baby.
That'd be cool.
With
She's
that-
old enough.
with that billionaire.
and of course, Chris Brown will definitely be
Hot.
Be petty
Woo.
as fuck.
He gonna come out with a whole album.
Yo, okay. Oh man, wow. We're gonna dive over to our tourist talk. This is news about anything that's happening outside of NYC. Addie, what's this shit about Big Sean?
Yes, Big Sean. You know he's from Detroit. I love Big Sean. I saw him live at Made in America 2 years ago, and he just changed my life.
Yes.
I love him, and he's building a major theater in Detroit. And there's never been a you know how like we have like the
Magic Johnson's?
yeah, or like
I know, I
why? 'Cause
surprised
he's
you.
black, it has to be no, just like a major theater. There's like no theater like that people can go to. Or
Really?
can
They don't
go
got
to.
Regal in Detroit?
No, they
Or
don't have a
AMC?
major theater. So he's
Hey, they do have movie theaters in Detroit.
They do, but they don't have like a major like one that you know like we have the AMC and like
Yeah.
They have AMC. I went to AMC in Detroit. Like, what do you
we
mean?
go to
though?
42nd Street.
Oh,
and
like
we
they don't have like a main attraction?
like that, like a main.
Oh, like a fancy theater? Like
I was about to say, they don't have AMC?
I'm
or
like, cause I'm
Lowe's?
sure did see
Or
a
You mean
Lowe's?
like Broadway theater, like that type of?
No,
big-
she's talking about movie theater, right?
Like, what do you
She lived
mean?
in
I've lived
Detroit for like 3 months.
4 months.
Wait,
Oh,
Right.
4 months.
Let me look back at my receipts.
Yeah, I'm for sure went to AMC while I was out there several
he gets
times.
back to-
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even know.
Big Sean always go back to, but this time he's really outdid himself. The rapper revealed that he partnered up with Imagine to build up a top of the line movie theater in Detroit.
Oh, so
Maybe he just wants a
fancy
better one.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
I was about to say, I know.
According
I
to the
wasn't
Shade
tripping.
Room.
He's gonna make like a Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
That's
like type of
exactly what I said.
Yeah. Okay,
It
that makes
says,
sense.
it will open in 2020, and this theater won't be any ordinary theater because it'll
2020.
have 300-seat auditorium, which will serve as a multi-function venue.
Oh, so it's a
And-
different type.
And it will also have a feature to 10 to 12 screens, according to Hot New Hip Hop.
Oh, this shit for concerts and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Like honestly, as a finance major, I'm like honestly wondering how much is it going to totally cost to build in that, and like,
Yeah.
can I source?
Well, they
am I
haven't-
capable of capital venturing like that amount and doing my own thing? I'd be thinking all them big gentrified buildings. The main issue is they're not being owned by Black people.
Yeah.
Right.
So I kind of think, how much does that cost so I can own it and kind of make it easier for Black people, not just like wiping
Right.
them out.
And they're
Sorry,
putting it in
sidetrack.
a
No.
They're
yeah.
putting the theater in a place where in Detroit where it's constantly overlooked. So
So it's gonna bring in attraction.
Yeah,
trying to think
it's
like
gonna
where
bring
that's
people to
at.
that area.
yeah.
As I'm trying to think where that's at in Detroit.
I know. I mean, Detroit is just...
It might have been where I stayed because that area was
Prayers
like the
up.
fucking sticks.
Prayers up to Detroit. Whew.
Wow, interesting.
No, they were building up a lot after, like, close to when I was leaving.
Honestly, Detroit was the first city that I found out that cities can go bankrupt. I was like, oh,
that
wow.
happens. Yeah.
That happens. You wouldn't think it's a business, but it is.
Yeah, everything is.
Sad.
Yeah, everything.
I want to move us over to Wakanda for my tourist talk. So basically, in celebration of like the overwhelming amount of feedback within the box office for Black Panther, the Walt Disney Company is donating $1 million to develop Boys and Girls Club of America, their like STEM programs. So you ladies saw all that technology and shit like that in Black Panther, and a lot of young children actually like gravitated toward that. And actually, it's part of the plot that like that embassy,
creating those resources.
Yeah, exactly.
For
that they want to.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So basically. Walt Disney is donating $1 million to develop different STEM programs around the country. They want to build 12 new STEM centers in Atlanta, Baltimore, Chicago, Harlem, Hartford, Memphis, New Orleans, Oakland, Orlando, Philadelphia, Washington, and Watts. The current CEO of Walt Disney basically said, and I quote, "It is thrilling to see how inspired young audiences were by the spectacular technology in Black Panther. So it's fitting that we show our appreciation by helping advance STEM programs for youth, especially in underserved areas of the country, to give them the knowledge and tools to build the future they want." And I just thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
'Cause why the fuck not? You know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Like you have it, Disney.
Yeah. I've heard a lot of people be like, "Oh, $1 million isn't enough," but I'm trying to be like, "Well, at least
It's
they
more than
did it."
zero.
Yeah, and then Ashley was like, "That's not a lot," and I really sat back and I was like, "Damn, that isn't.
It
enough.
isn't in
not.
science.
That's not enough.
Like,
Yeah.
No.
Just looking at like just at my department, at my job, my just department, how much money we spent in one fiscal year, I'm like, oh, that doesn't
That's
work.
just wild.
But hopefully this gets the ball rolling when it comes to like funding this type of stuff, because me and Ashley are both STEM.
Right.
So we see where it can take you. And like Black people are not being exposed to it, because we were the only Black people in our science classes. They just need exposure. So this exposure might make a difference. Technology is going to boom, you know? So
Really agree.
super down for it. I'm glad it happened.
Me
I
too.
am too. Yeah, I feel like it's better than nothing. I think it's a cool idea, and with what you're mentioning about it not being enough, I just wonder what they have in mind, because they want to open up these 12 different centers with just the 1 million. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They need to build
it's
money.
It's just their donation. Maybe they're hoping by their donation,
Exactly.
other people will
People will
donate.
donate.
Like, so they're like,
Exactly.
let
I
us
was
carry
gonna
the
say that.
torch
They're
and then
starting
have
it,
other people
that,
follow.
wave.
I think that's what happened.
So
It's Disney.
I hope that's what happens, because
too.
if they're really gonna pay do $1 million amongst those 12 places, it's probably gonna be shitty.
Shitty, right?
You know,
Like little shacks.
That's a box.
Yeah,
not.
so it's just like I hope they do a little more with it. I'm
I think-
optimistic.
I think they probably are, and maybe the media has misconstrued it, because
Yeah,
now the media
'cause that
has.
happens.
They're probably sitting there in the finance department, like, "What the fuck?
Fuck these
Why
niggas
do
talking about?"
we McDonald's.
They're like, "That's for one segment. That's for one sector. What the fuck are they talking about?"
Right.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so. They're gonna get more money. It's Disney. They're powerful.
Prayers up.
Black
Fingers
Panther did a
crossed.
lot for us, so I appreciate it.
No, for real. We're gonna dive over to our last segment
topic.
of the show. This is the Dose Post. This is our main topic. And Addie, take it away.
Yes. So I want you guys to all close your eyes
Okay.
Don't touch me.
and think of the last 5 years of your life.
Okay.
Okay. And then I want you to share what was the biggest lesson you learned in the last 5 years of your life.
Ooh, can I start?
Yeah.
So that was, what was 5 years from now? 2013? What was going on around there?
Yeah, 2013. I had just graduated from Buffalo State College. So, so this is technically like the period of time that I'm in now. Like, this was my true adulthood, I guess. And what I've learned, the most important thing that I've learned within the last 5 years since graduating to now is, and I always preach about this, energy. That you're conserving your energy, the energy of the people around you, being mindful of different types of energy that come in and out of your life, protecting your energy, knowing where and when to spend your energy and who and what to spend that energy on. Because when you're somebody like me that's doing like a million different things a day, working overnight and still pursuing my dream during the day and barely sleeping, it's very important that you just get to this point where you're like, okay, don't have time for that bullshit. Don't have time for that bullshit. Don't have time for you.
Yes.
Because I'm
and
funneling
that's
all
a
my
freeing
energy.
feeling.
It's so and
man.
Yeah, referring back to what you were saying earlier about Charlemagne, about how like I didn't read the book yet, but I can only imagine that he's on a heightened level of what I'm feeling now, where it's just kind of like there's a lot of shit that I don't entertain because I don't have the time for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the time and I don't have the energy to input into anything negative. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on a train right now and my train is going up and it's going in a positive direction. And if you're about that, then hop on board. I have a ticket for you. Let's fucking do this together because I'm also all about the team and building a community. But if you're gonna come into my life with some bullshit, like this is the wrong train. Like this is not the one.
Get
for
on the
you.
next card.
Get on the next card. No, I don't even want you on the next card. Go to a different fucking
Go
city.
take an Uber.
Right. Take your fucking Uber and just be by your miserable damn self.
Okay.
Or you can pool with other miserable people.
Right. Exactly.
But
preferable
that has
choice
been
for them.
okay. That has been my biggest lesson. I'm very
let 'em
content
know.
with my bank of energy right now in my life.
Okay, can I go after you?
Yes.
Because like you said so much of what exactly I'm feeling. That's why it was just like, ooh, like, because it's just like it's always a joke because I heard a comedian say it, but I really feel this way. I'd be like, man, I'm just vibrating on a different level right now. Like I don't, I'm cool.
And it's like not having that cock. It's not me being cocky or like me.
Exactly.
It's just really what it is.
You know where your peace is. Like you know where you're at peace, and other people don't know where you're at peace, so you can't blame them. You can't spend your energy being mad at them. Or they're still finding it. They don't know. Just make your distance. They don't need to distance themselves from you. You can distance yourself from them, and you can distance yourself from their energy, especially people that you have to be around. It's like you can just distance yourself from their energy, and so I've been on that of like, and I've made dumb mistakes because I'm 25, so that's 20 to 25. Like at 20 I was a stupid bitch, and so but it took those experiences for me to learn. I had to hit my head to learn, unfortunately, but fortunately. So it's kind of like I don't make the dumb mistakes that I make again, especially with men, because high school and TV make you really think that like I need to have a man, I need to have a boyfriend. It's like it's really not that serious. You can have friends, some who are guys, and be okay and hang out all the time and go out. You don't need all the bullshit in your life. It's only if you want it. Like if someone treats you like shit, just get rid of it. You're gonna meet another person. How did you meet them? Time passed.
Exactly.
So it's it's just like kind of chilling and like vibing out. Also, I've learned just more about being successful and what I need to do to get there, and like especially that it takes patience and it takes consistency. That's something I've really learned. So I've learned to stop being so mad, looking at how I was like 13 years old and like, oh my life, oh my god, my life sucks. Ooh, these people, and now I'm just like, wow, that was so irrelevant. Like so now at this age, when people make me feel that way, it immediately becomes irrelevant because I know in a couple years I'm gonna be like,
the fuck?
What was this?
Right.
So just vibrating on a different level.
Love it.
And kind of like piggyback a little bit on the patience part. That's what I was going to talk about. Like I learned how to be patient and diligent with my decisions. And like when you're younger, you're always super rushed to come to an immediate result of like something you're thinking about or a situation you're going through.
You're in that moment.
Yeah, like it's hard to sit there and really like think about something and like just really break it down and see it for what it is instead of like acting out of anger, acting out of love, acting out of any type of emotion. But you really just sit there, break it down, take emotion out, and really think about what it is. And
That's
it takes
hard for me.
patience. Yeah, it takes patience to be able to reach that point to do that.
It takes work.
And like I definitely still struggle with it, but I have gotten so much better with making decisions because so many people are caught up in the right now and then they don't remember, like think about, well, if I make this decision, if I don't think it out, it could really have a greater effect on you in the future. Even if you don't think that it is, like it could be the smallest thing, but it can trigger a chain of reactions that lead to a bigger picture. And I feel like that's how every decision is that you make in your life. Even though if you think it's some like irrelevant decision, like, oh, let me put my lip gloss on right now. Or like even like, oh, don't let me cross the street right now. Like, cause if you cross the street then you would have got hit by a car. Like those few, like you miss shit by a hair moments, all your life events led up to that shit.
Yep.
So like you put yourself in a place to avoid something like, oh yeah, you put yourself in a place to avoid something and you didn't even know it just by like the small decisions you've started making in the past.
Absolutely.
So patience is key.
Yes.
And
That's
just
very
being
important.
still, like, I know y'all know in New York, y'all always on the move. Like Nia and I feel like we're always on the move, but like
In a different way.
Yeah.
Because this, like, you guys don't sleep, right?
no.
I don't.
Yeah, so
I don't.
us while we're driving here, we're like, man, I want to go to bed, my
Yeah.
nigga. Like, but it's just like we're just Cali, and I guess we do move slower now that I've been out here. Like, it's our first time here, so we're like, damn, there's some shit going down all the time. We went to Times Square at 3 a.m, like, and we could eat. You know, you can't do that in LA. And so, like, it is like we're very like slow paced, but the patience.
And being still
Is
sometimes.
being still.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Just-
is beneficial.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Last 5 years, everything all y'all said, and also just never look through a nigga's belongings.
Yes.
I'm just gonna close it right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that was just so inspirational. I feel like we should end the
Yeah.
show, but I had to make it tacky and trashy. I just want to get into a quick little bit about, I guess it all ties into, I don't even think it's a sexual deviation, but basically I just want to know if y'all agree with me in the sense that, because me and my friend, we were talking about this the other day because I guess we realized that like sometimes, you know, we like to call certain men, you know, like daddy, you know, like things like that.
I sure do.
And do you feel like there's this like unspoken rule that you like never say no to daddy? Because we were just lining up all the things that we've done, and we were like, yo, we've like never said no to like, you know what I mean? And
That's
then it's like,
What?
never say no to daddy. Like you just never say no.
No,
you know what
I've
I
said
mean?
no to Danny.
Is it a
plenty of
sexual
times.
context or everything?
Oh no, just in the sexual context, like in a not in a like, yo, give me $300. No, not like that, but like just like when you're like in the moment and you know like things are going and you're in that type of like role play or whatever. It's kind of like improv, you know, like you never say no. And I just wanted to know if you ladies felt the same.
I don't feel that way.
To be your fucking topic.
Like I wanna not say no, but I definitely say no because I'm like, that shit hurts.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's real. That's real.
You mean saying the actual word, daddy?
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
no.
Or are
You
you
don't
talking-
have to say the phrase "no, daddy," but like, you never say no to daddy though?
the guy that you consider
Exactly.
daddy.
Right. Yeah.
yes, if I don't want to do it, I won't
Yeah.
do it. But
Yeah.
I think there's been times before where I just like sucked it up and like just did whatever. But I mean, it was consensual, but I didn't really want to do it.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
but-
that's also how you maintain a relationship.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
but
don't
I
want
think
to,
now
but
I'm way more vocal. I'm like, no, I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I realized that we would kind of like bring into light this fact that like there are times when you just suck it up and you're just like, no, you're like, all right, you can't say no to daddy.
yeah, don't say no to daddy
You know?
like
You are
80%
just
of the
nasty.
time.
Like,
Yeah.
80%.
There's got to be balance.
He is a freak, guys.
And I'm also just nasty.
likes
I do. Well, all right. That was our episode. Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us. Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Can you one more
coming
time for our listeners just plug all your socials and handles and whatnot?
Okay, this is Nina. You can find Young and Getting It podcast on Apple Podcasts. Just search Young and Getting It. There's no G at the end of Getting. You can subscribe on there, follow us, comment, leave reviews. Same with SoundCloud.com/WeAreYagip. Follow, comment, you know, everything on there. We're also on YouTube. Our videos of our episodes and of our live interviews are up on there. Young and Gettin' It podcast. We're on Google Play. We're on Stitcher. We're on Pocket Cast.
And this is Ashley. We are also on Twitter and Instagram at YAGI_podcast. We also have Facebook, which is facebook.com/YAGIPOD. We also have our email, which we would like y'all to holler at us at Ashley and Nina. Wait, whoa.
You got it right.
Oh, yeah, it is. Ashley and NinaPod@gmail.com. I always think I'm fucking up because I am. And then we also have our website, www.weareyagip.com.
Yes.
Love it. You can find me at DJSJ614 on Instagram and Twitter. And you can also find me at Hollywood614 on Snapchat.
Yeah, and you can find me at Adaloso09 on Instagram and at Adaloso on the Snap and Twitter.
You can find us at The New York Dose on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and iTunes and Google Play and what's the other thing? Is that it? iTunes, Google Play, and SoundCloud.
And SoundCloud.
This episode was produced by the board of The New York Dose. Our audio engineer is Bruckner. He's also our editor. Thank you very much. And Adaloso actually was doing some engineering
For the first time.
For the very first time. Photos for this week were taken by Mahia and edited by xtinametauro. And shout out to the rest of the team over at the YouTube branch, Monet, Al, Shawnee, and Cece. And don't forget to ever stay dope.
Stay dose.
And stay New York. It's the New York Dose, baby. We out.
Yeah.